All right, I checked out our connections and put our little junk box on it and see if we got anything. There's number 2. It's dry in the powder house too. We had just changed when we done it. May not have any water in these cylinders. What you got? You gonna have me pull these spark plugs out? All right, let's go see. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Columbia Auto Service. Of course, we're not at Columbia Auto Service. We're actually at the house today. It's been a while since I posted a video. I've been lost a couple of hands at the shop. So it's just been me and another guy, and I stay so busy running around there, and it's hard for me to just get any videos done. You know, by the time I get something out and it seems like it's worth doing a video on, the phone rings or a customer comes in. So anyway, I have not been putting any videos out, and I want to apologize for that. I'm going to try to start putting some videos out. They may not be from the shop. They may be some from my house or some things I've got going on at my house, because I have several vehicles of my own that need a lot of work done on them, and I may start doing some videos on them. And one of the vehicles that I have that has some work that needs to be done on it is a 1986 Jeep CJ7. It was actually bought by my dad back at the beginning of this year. He bought it for me around my birthday and told me it was going to be a present for my birthday. Well, we got it, and he drove it around a little bit, and it had a blowed head gasket on it. So I took it to the shop, and we changed the head gasket on it at the shop. You know, we normally, at the shop, we don't take in older vehicles like this and do head gasket jobs. But since it was our Jeep, we took it in the shop, and we just pulled the head off, put a head gasket on it. Didn't shave the heads down, didn't check for cracks or anything. Got it back up and running for my dad. My dad then took it, brought it home, drove it around the place a little bit for maybe a couple days. The engine seemed like it locked back up. So that's what it had done before. It had just filled the cylinders up with water. And we had to pull the spark plugs out and blow all the water out of the cylinders because the engine seemed like it was locked up. So we done all that and got the head gasket changed. Didn't do anything to the head or the block. Didn't do any checking. Just throw the head gasket on it and went back to work, and it done it again. So I don't really like doing head gaskets because of that reason. About a week after that, my dad passed away. That was June the 9th when he passed away, and this was June the 11th when I went and got the Jeep. and brought it back home and parked it right here underneath this shed out here at his house. And it's been sitting here since then. I think it's got water in the cylinders on top of the pistons. And I need to get that water off top of the pistons. So today what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to pull all the spark plugs out of it and turn this, see if this thing will turn over and blow all that water out from the top of them, off the top of them pistons. And if that's not it, it's locked up for some reason. So that's what we're going to try to do today. We're going to, I got a couple of helpers with me today. We're going to try to get this thing freed up. It's when you turn the key, it just clicks. It's like the engine's locked up. But I know it's just got water on top of the cylinders is why it's doing that. So we're going to walk around and check it out, show y'all what we got going on here, and we'll get the hood popped. And we'll see if we can get some spark plugs out of it and get some water blowed off the top of these pistons. I think it's just a hole that got washed up. I don't think it's no turtle hole or nothing. But anyway, it's a 1986 Jeep CJ7. I think it's the last year they made the CJ7. And the story on this Jeep is, in the town we live in, there was a man named William Walker that owned Bill's Dollar Stores. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Bill's Dollar Stores back in the 70s and 80s. But anyway, he had a bunch of land. He was from our area, from our town, and he had a bunch of land that he used for hunting on. Well, he bought, I don't know how many of these Jeeps he bought just to keep at his camp and just to use to hunt with. And this was one of the Jeeps that he used and kept down there at his camp. But anyway, it's just an old hunting Jeep. I think it's got 13,428 miles on it. And that's going to be the original miles on it because it was just used as a hunting Jeep. Of course, it's green hunting color. It does have a worn 10,000 or 12,000 pound winch on it. It's got the Maxi Mutters, buckshot mutters on it. Body's in pretty decent shape, of course. Not any rust at all on it that I've found. It's got one little old dent right there. Little old bump right there. That little busted part right there on the tail light. It's got some monkey bars for the children to play on. None of the gauges or the speedometer or none of that works. So after I done the head gasket, I put a temp gauge in it. But I'd like to get all that working. I'd like to get this thing working back brand new. And I may do an LS swap on it. I haven't made up my mind yet right now what I really want to do with this Jeep. I know it was the last little project my daddy ever worked on. So unless I get in a bind, I'll always have this Jeep. That's how you get it open right there, Gracie. And I think this model came with the 2.5, the 4.2s. This one's got the 4.2 inline 6-cylinder in it. So it's just got 6 spark plugs right there in a row. It shouldn't be that big a deal this afternoon. Maybe we can do it before it gets dark, get all of them pulled out and see if it'll spin over. Before we do that, though, let's go turn that key. Okay, you just hold it right there. That's the motor, baby. Let's see what it does. We're going to see what I do with the key. Oh, we ain't got the key.
I think you put it in your truck.
I put it in my truck.
I think you did.
Where is it in my truck?
I don't know if you put it in your truck.
All right, let's turn this key to battery, maybe, Dad. See if it'll do anything. Probably just gonna click. Let me get a jump box. I'm trying to jump it off. Black on black and red on red. Then you push this little button right here, and it should be ready to go. All right, Gracie, let's see what it'll do now.
Wait, do you want me to
Yeah, hold the
watch
camera
that?
on it. Ready?
Or that? Oh, that. Oh.
Won't do nothing. I don't know, maybe we're getting a bad connection. Watch out, baby, don't put it in gear. Wonder what'll happen if we jump it right here at the starter cylinder. These little things are handy to have, but the cables on them just ain't long enough sometimes. Watch out, baby. Stand back here. Stand back here. Watch, I'm going to jump it right here. See what happens.
Well,
Oh, it'll turn over. Oh, it'll turn
I saw
over.
the spark come out of right there, out of the bottom.
All the water, I bet all the water drained off the pistons down into the crankcase. All right, let's pull the dipstick, see what it looks like. No. I know Daddy told me that it was, it wouldn't turn over. It may not have a blowhead gasket. All right. Hold it to the file off. Here we go. We'll try it again, Grace. You ready?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna turn our jumper lights on. Watch out. Y'all don't get in front of it. Get them right from in front of it. I don't think it's getting neutral, but. Let me take his battery out and let it charge, and while it's charging, we'll go ahead and pull the spark plugs out just to see what they look like, if they look like they're wet from water or anything. So let me go ahead and get me some tools and see if I can get this battery out. Wonder what size it is. You know?
No, sir.
Let me go look. All right, let's see if we got something here. Let's try a 1/2 inch. Oh, I was right, Gracie. First try, 1/2 inch. Fit it. Alright, I'll never start. I'm gonna go see if I can find a battery charger to put this on. I'll be back and we'll pull them spark plugs out. Alright, we'll come back and check on that in a little while. What you got?
Nothing.
You gonna help me pull them spark plugs out?
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's go see if we can do it.
Look, pull my legs. Pull my legs. Pull my
You may push you?
Yes, sir. Watch out, Joy.
Watch out, baby. Move out from behind her. Move. Move. Watch out. Alright, we're gonna pull them spark plugs out. Alright, Samuel. See, this right here is a distributor cap. There's a little rotor button in there that spins around. And as it passes each one of these wires, it sends spark down these wires into a spark plug. It sends an electrical current in there into a spark plug that sparks inside that cylinder. And when that cylinder sparks, the gasoline is in there with it and it makes an ignition and it makes combustion. Okay, so we're gonna pull all of those spark plugs out to see what kind of shape they're in, okay? So first thing you gotta do is pull all these wires off. Pull all these wires, don't just reach out here and pull them. You gotta reach down there in the bottom and pull them. Kind of twist them a little bit and then pull on each one of them. Yep. All right, now pull it. See, but we got to keep up with where they go. We can't just put them anywhere. I've already taken a picture of them, so I know where they go. But if we didn't have a picture to take of them, you could mark each one of these wires some kind of way so you'd know. See, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. But I've already took a picture of them, so I know where they go. Now go ahead and pull all of them off. There's 6 of them. We're pulling spark plug wires. What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm climbing.
You climbing.
Do I need to pull this one too?
No, that one's on the ignition coil. Leave it alone. Don't pull it by the wire. Look, don't pull it by the wire. You want to grab it by the boot and just kind of twist the boot a little bit to get it broke free on the plug. Because if you pull it by this wire right here, the wire it'll pull out of that boot, and we'll have to get a whole new wire. So you twist them a little bit and then pull. All right. See if this socket will fit on those spark plugs. That's the right side. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Hold on, let me get you an extension. What are you doing? I see you're hiding. Are y'all helping or hurting? What you got? That goes on the end of your sock. Your ratchet right there. Here you go. Lefty loosey. Lefty loosey. Which way's it going?
Right.
What?
Right.
What, spinning? No. Yeah, there you go. That's lefty loosey.
You sit right here. I'll sit right here. You sit right here. Okay?
Use both hands. Put one hand up here and hold one hand down there and break them to the left.
Joy, sit right here.
Are they tight? Oh, you got it.
Wait, what is he?
He's pulling the spark plugs out. What are you doing?
How do you pull How do you pull spark plugs out?
You have to come over here to learn that. You can't learn that playing in the Jeep.
I'm thirsty.
Y'all like some monkeys.
We are monkeys.
It's not wet. It doesn't have any water on it. It may not have any water on these cylinders. All right, there's number one. There's number two. It's dry at the powder house too. We had just changed when we done the head gasket on them. You need something to stand on, man?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get you. Look at her. Now you can get over there to it. Number three. It looks dry too. Are you on it?
I don't think so.
Let me see. We may have to move this dipstick tube out of the way to get to it. Yeah. That's right in the way. Hold on, take the extension off. Let's try to get in there to it. Now you on it. Come here. I wonder if we got anything in here. No. It's going somewhere. Pull it off. Let me show you something. Pull it off. See if you get it out there. Okay. Now just reach down there and turn the socket if you can.
This way?
Yeah, turn it lefty-loosey. Now the other way, lefty-loosey. Can you stick this in it? No. The wires are in the way we might too. Yep, look at that. Yeah.
Don't pull off like that.
There you go. Make it happen.
Don't pull off, don't pull off. It's made of metal.
All right, number 4. Is it wet? Nope. Dry as a bone.
Now what are y'all doing?
We still taking out spark plugs. What are you doing? Playing? What are y'all playing on now?
The same thing.
I might take one and get put on input inside so y'all can play on it, huh?
Ooh, yeah.
Huh?
Daddy, I'm playing.
You playing?
That.
Look at you.
Down.
Upside down. That's what I'm talking about.
I can do that. Ow. Sorry. I can do that, but I'm just gonna do that.
What number is that, Samuel? Number 5.
This one's
That was number 5. You got 4 over there, so you're on number 5 now. You got one more after it. These are easy peasy to get out. You ought to see some of the new vehicles we work on at the shop. They'll have the spark plugs. You can't even see them. You had to pull this off and pull that off and then pull some more stuff off before you never even get to them. Oh, maybe we start being a classic auto repair shop. What? Whenever y'all fall and hurt yourselves, y'all better not. You already hurt yourself. How?
I was climbing and then I hit both of my part of this part.
Well, if you get hurt, you just keep going. Don't cry about it. I'm gonna tell Mama. What all y'all got back here?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the jump box. We need to be charging it. Let me go see if I can charge it. Here, Grace, you work this.
Daddy, I can't get this one off. I can't get down. I said down. I can't get down. I can't get.
That's what I like about them little small jump packs. You can just put them in your vehicle and let them charge.
Can I have some of your teeth?
Do what, man? It won't come off. Oh, you may do it?
Yes, sir.
You got 5 of them. You gonna give up on the last one?
Can I do,
Huh?
can I do it? I want to do it. I want to do it.
You're going the wrong way, son. You're going the wrong way. You're going righty-tighty. Flip it to where to go left. There you go. That may be why you can't get it off.
Right.
There you go. Now pick up on it. Oh, you got it. See, you was about to give up. Don't ever give up on nothing. Just back up and look at what you're doing. You may be doing something wrong. You were doing something wrong.
Can I have some of your teeth?
No, ma'am. That's my teeth. You be slobbered all in my teeth? No. Mm-mm.
Can I go to get some?
No.
Oh, I want the teeth.
You don't need any teeth. It'll make your teeth rot out and your tummy get big. You upside down again? I see your diaper. All right, number 6. Let's put it over here. All right, they all look dry. All right, well, none of these spark plugs seem to be wet, which has been June, July, August, September, October. It's been 4 months since all that happened. I guess it could have evaporated. The water could have evaporated because I checked the oil. It's not in the oil. So, and maybe that's not the case. Daddy just told me that it was doing the same thing it did again. It was like it was locking up. And before it had locked up itself because it had filled up those cylinder heads with water. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put these spark plugs back in my helpers inside right now. Maybe he'll come back out and help me. But if not, I'll go ahead and put these in, get the wires back on them, and then I'll go over there and get the battery, and we'll see what this thing will do. All right, I got all them plugs back in, the wires back on. Didn't take me just a few seconds for that. Man, if I would have been a newer 600 engine, it's half a day job because you got to pull the intake manifold. I think I'll pull this off. Shoot me a little flammable liquid down in there to it. What does that mean? Is that supposed to be open? I don't know. That's one thing I don't know nothing about a carburetor. I don't know nothing about a carburetor. I thought that was a throttle body. What does that do? Get all the vacuum lines on this thing. My goodness. What does that go to? Is that stuck? Is that supposed to be open? Is that the choke? I think that's the choke. Is that supposed to be there? I don't know, it's getting dark. If I'm gonna see if this thing will start, I better see if it'll start. I don't feel like that's supposed to be open there. But it won't close. Where's this guy? Something's got here. I don't know. I'm not much of a carburetor man, but I guess I'm gonna work on some of these old vehicles I got out here. I'm gonna have to figure it out. But anyway, it's trying to get dark on me out here. I think I'll shoot a little flammable liquid down in there and we'll see what happens. It says carbon choke cleaner. It says extremely flammable. It ought to do it. See what happens. Oh, well, it ain't gonna do nothing without a battery. Let me go get the battery. Battery installed. Let's go see what this thing will do. I guess I ought to put a little bit more flammability in there, maybe. Hey, baby. We fix you just in time. We finna see if this whole thing will crank up. It's dead. I got a bad connection one. Oh well.
I'm gonna climb now.
All right, I checked all our connections and put our little jump box on it. Let's see if we got anything now. Nothing.
What's happening?
Nothing's happening, baby. We got something going on with our battery or a connection at our battery or something. So I'm not sure. We're gonna have to check all our connections. I don't have a multimeter or a power probe or anything to check for any kind of current, I don't think. All these buttons. Well, this one's for the this is for the fan. This is for to make the air blow. This is for make the temperature. And this is for the defroster. But none of it works. None of it works, baby. But it'll all work one day if we can even get it running. If we get it running, then we'll get it all working. Okay? Right now, we gotta just get it turning over. You know what that means?
No, sir.
Get it turning over. You know, whenever you start the mule or the go-kart or the golf cart or something, and when you turn the key, you hear the engine start turning. That's what I mean by turn over. See, when I'm turning the key now, it's doing nothing. So we got to get it turning over before we get to fix anything else. Yeah, you cutie pie. Well, let's go see if we can find a multimeter or some way to test for current on our battery. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, let me get a little another drink.
Wait, let's drink.
All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Yeah, right now. Oh, it ran for a minute, baby. Did you hear it? Oh. All right. So we have got an issue with our battery electrical system getting to our solenoid. Our solenoid is not working. And we got an issue with that carburetor not getting fuel to it. Because with me just sending power straight down this solenoid to the starter, it'll spin over. And with me filling the carburetor up with some flammable liquids, extremely flammable liquids is what it says, it'll fire up and run for just a second till it runs out. Okay, so it's getting darker out here, and I'm limited on the tools and supplies that I have here to check this electrical system. So I think I'm pleased with what I got done today. What's a what? A flammable, extreme, what's it say? Keep out of reach of children. Extremely flammable liquid. It's something that the engine can run on, you know, because it takes gasoline for the engine to run. So that's not gasoline, but it's an extremely flammable liquid which will serve the purpose of gasoline to try to help get it started. And it done its job today. It got it started. So it's been worrying me ever since. It's been parked up since June that there was water sitting in these cylinders and it was just going to rust those piston rings and pistons, and it was going to just be locked up and we weren't going to be able to do nothing with it. But I'm just thankful today that we was able to take some time and get over here and clear the cylinders out, make sure they were not full of water. There's no water in the oil. It will spin over. It did run for just a second on that carbon choke cleaner, so that's very good. I think we done good today. What do you think? So the next video, I don't know if I'll try to take it to Columbia Auto Service to the shop, if I just continue to work on it here at home, because we're busy at Columbia Auto Service doing customer work, and it's hard for me to shut down on customers' cars. It's actually paying money to work on my own stuff. So my own stuff doesn't get worked on ever. But anyway, we may start working over here at the house some just to see if we can get it running. So I think maybe one afternoon this week we might get it over to our shop here at the house. We've got a lift and all in the shop here at the house. We'll get it over there to our shop and try to work on it some this week. Y'all want to try to do that? Yeah? What about you, Sandy? It ran. You didn't hear it? Did you hear it? It ran. Did you hear it? You didn't hear it run? Grace did. Yep. What you working on a little bit? All right. So it's not locked up. I'm not sure yet if it has a blown head gasket or not. It does not have any water in that radiator, but we'll get to all that. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end this video here. I'll try to remember to get some, I need to get me a little set of tools for the house. I always just do all my mechanical work at the shop, you know, and never really have much time to do any kind of work at the house, but I think we'll start doing some work at the house this week. We got this vehicle. We got several vehicles at the house that need some stuff. I got a 1995 Jeep, the one that the transmission I had trouble with. It's running now, but it's got a valve cover gasket leaking on it. It's got exhaust leak on it. And we took it last night and drove into town with it, me and my oldest son, Christopher, and it's got very, very little bit of lighting on it. I mean, it's got lights, but you can't see with it. Luckily, on our way to town, there was like a 1-ton Chevrolet 3500 Julie with some LED lights that got behind us, and he was shining through us, ahead of us, so we could actually see. So we need to get this Jeep at least running. We may not rebuild the engine now or do a LS swap or any of that on it, but if we need to at least get it to where it can run around and drive and see if it's got a blown head gasket or see what all needs to be done to it. And then we'll move on to maybe the other Jeep, get some stuff done on it. But anyway, we appreciate you for watching this video. She's just working on something up there. Anyway, we'll catch you next time. If you would, give us a thumbs up. It'll help us out. And we're going to try to start putting out more videos. And I say that, I may not even ever get this video edited and put out. And it may be 6 months before I do another video. But I appreciate y'all's patience and hanging around waiting on me. eventually I do plan on doing more and more videos. It's just been a difficult year this year for me with all the stuff that's going on. But we appreciate you for watching from Columbia Auto Service.